What's going on, guys? I'm Modern Tryhard, and in this video I'll be telling you the killer PvE build in the Division. I'm starting to play this game a lot after the 1.8 update, and I'm starting to really enjoy this game a lot more than I did back then, and put together a really nice PvE build, and I want to go ahead and share with you guys. So let's get on with the video. One thing I do have to state is you need a 6-piece classified gear set of strikers. If you don't have that, then this video is not relevant to you. But if you are grinding for it, and I'll go ahead and show you why you should have the strikers build for PvE, and basically all you need to know for it, and what stats to put on and stuff like that. So, like I said, you want a full set of strikers gear, and you also buy right now as this video is being uploaded. If you go ahead and go to the terminal blueprint vendor and the base of operations gear vendor, you could go ahead and pick up a lightweight M4 blueprint and electronics damage to elites mod as well. This is relevant until Friday, January 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and these two items are just going to help you build this entire loadout. So let's get on with the build and why you want striker. So if you didn't know what striker, if you have a 6-piece, I'm going to go ahead and tell you each bonus that you get. So if you have 2 striker gear, you have plus 20% stability, and with 3 you have plus 10 enemy armor damage. And then with the 4 set, you have every consecutive hit deals 1% more damage, stacks up to 100%, missing shots drops bonus by 2%, bonus is reduced by 1% every second. Bonus can be paused by EMP and is lost when exiting combat. So right there, it sounds really nice. You get more damage per shot that you hit, and it stacks up to 100 times, which if you look at that way, amazing. But if you get the 5 and 6 piece on the classified gear, it gets even stronger. So if you get 5 pieces, you get plus 10 stability and plus 5 enemy armor damage. So just alone, you're getting plus 15 enemy armor damage just from the striker's gear set. And then with the 6 piece, every hit adds a self-healing bonus for 0.02% of max health per second. This bonus is increased by 0.05 for every 3000 stamina. Stacks up to 100 hits. Missing shots drops the bonus by 1 stack, and bonus is reduced by 2 stacks every second. Also, every hit increases the bonus damage from Striker's battle gear by additional 1%. Mission shots drops the bonus damage from Striker's battle gear by 1%, and the bonus is reduced by 2% every second. So basically, long story short, every shot you hit, it bumps up by 2%, and it could go up to 200% when it gets to 100 ticks, which honestly, that is insane damage if you ask me. So, like I said before, this is a killer PvE build, and when you do get really high stacks, you're literally just shredding right through the enemies. And yeah. So as you see in the gameplay, I'm running Lexington on challenging, and as you can tell, I'm literally just completely shredding the guys. And one thing that you are noticing is I'm having my tactical link for a really long time, and this is what makes this build insane. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you my loadout that I'm using, and yeah, so let's get on with it. So as you guys can see, focus on the firepower and toughness and skill power. So I'm pulling 5,353 firearms, which, you know, I mean, it's a pretty good firearm stat. With the stamina, I'm pulling 6,499, which I have 6,000 stamina for the double boost on the self-healing with the striker gear set, which I'll explain later on why that is important. And I'm pulling 3,860 electronics because of one perk that is on the M4. So when we look at the M4, obviously the lightweight M4 is probably one of the best weapons to use in the Division, and it's a really good weapon, high fire rate, really nice damage, and it also has enemy armor damage built in with the weapon as well. So really amazing weapon. But if you look at the perks that I'm using, I'm running responsive, commanding, and determined. Now responsive, I'm trying to reroll with destructive, so I have a 50% damage to armor. But right now I only have responsive, and it works really well with my playstyle, how I play really close to the enemy as well. But the 2 perks that you really want to keep an eye on is commanding and determined. Now, Determined is important to have it on the bottom because Determined takes 4,790 skill power. So that's why I have Determined at the bottom. And then Commanding with 3,832 electronics. And that is why I have the electronics that I have. So, if you look at the stats, for Determined, killing a target reduces all skill cooldowns by 7.5%. Which, honest, every kill that you get increases the bar by 7.5%. Literally insane. And then Commanding, every kill performed while the signature skill is active, it extends its duration by 20%. So basically, every kill you get, you're getting your tactical link or ult faster by 7.5%. And when you pop your tactical link, every kill that you get increases the duration by 20%, so your tactical link lasts longer, and every kill that you get with your tactical link reduces the cooldown on your tactical link as well. So right there, really good combo, and as you see, I completely demolished, everything in my path with that combo. Really good combo, really like those two as well. Now for mods, for attachments on my weapon, I am using a VX1 scope 12 times for giving me 18% headshot damage, 4% critical hit damage, and 5% optimal range. For the mag, I'm running extended mag for 120.5 magazine size, 5% reload, and 5% fire rate. Obviously, you get higher magazine size, but I'm not that lucky, so I have a 120.5. And then for the underbarrel, I'm running a small grip for the 18% critical hit damage, 5% reload, and 2% accuracy. And then for my muzzle, I'm running a Omega rifle suppressor for 18.5% headshot damage, 4% critical hit damage, and 2.5 stability. So that's basically my lightweight M4. Literally a killer for a weapon for PvE. And like I said, I want to get rid of responsive and put destructive in. But honestly, that talent right there is basically however you play, and you just modify that to whatever you want. Now for my secondary weapon, I am running the Urban MDR. But the perks that I'm running on it is Prepared and Destructive. I'm running Destructive obviously for the 50% the armor destroy stat, and for Prepared, I am running that because I use my MDR as a longer range weapon. So whenever an enemy is in a longer range, I just pull out my MDR and use that thing instead of using my M4. So that's why I have those two as a combo. Really nice combo set. And obviously for my sidearm, I'm just using a Golden Rhino. Not really anything special since I never use this thing. A lot of people like to have, special perks for it. But me, I'm just running whatever I had at the time. So let's go ahead and get with the gear. For a chest piece, obviously I'm running the Striker's Harness, but I'm running Stamina on it, and 6% enemy armor damage, health on kill, and ammo capacity. You definitely want enemy armor damage on the major attribute because enemy armor damage is insane. I'm also running 5% health on kill. I wish I was able to get skill haste on it, but I do have health on kill, which honestly is not a bad attribute to have. Ammo capacity, amazing. You always want to have ammo capacity on the chest piece. And then for the mask, I am running enemy armor damage and damage to elites, also stamina as well. Like I said before, enemy armor damage to elites, up there for what you want. And then for my knee pads, I am running firearms. And then for the major attribute, I am running enemy armor damage, and then the minor damage to elites, shock resistance, and blind and deaf resistance. Damage to elites, very important. And again, enemy armor damage, very important again. That's why I'm rolling to have those two together. Now for my backpack, I am running critical hit damage and obviously ammo capacity insane. And then for my gloves, I am running firearms and then critical hit chance, assault rifle damage, and enemy armor damage. Like I said before, enemy armor damage, beautiful. And then the assault rifle damage works really well because I am using the MDR and the lightweight M4. So I get that 12% bonus from that. And then critical hit chance by 6%. And then for the holster, I am running skill haste because, skill haste is amazing and it works really nice with Determined as well. That's the gear sets that I'm running. Let me go ahead and show you with the mods. Obviously, like I said before, if you are building this before January 12th, definitely pick up the Damage to Elite's electronics mods, as you will need the electronics for commanding on the M4. So I bought five 5 electronics damage to elite mods to put into my gear, and then for my prototype performance mods, I put pulse critical hit chance for all of them. I like to have the critical hit chance for the pulse because I do use pulse a lot, and the critical hit chance is really nice on that as well. That's pretty much the loadout that I use, and if you guys do think that if you guys do think there's something better or something that's like just something to improve on it, put it down in the comments down below. I am curious on what you guys think about, you know, improvements and stuff. Obviously there is better builds out there, but this is honestly this build right here is my favorite, and it literally demolishes PvE. Now, one thing I do want to mention is the abilities that I use. Personally, I like to use Pulse and the First Aid. I like to use Pulse because Pulse allows me to see where the enemies are, and it also gives me that increased damage, and it also gives me that critical hit chance as well. Another thing I like to use is the First Aid with the booster shot. The booster shot gives me extra damage, and it also gives me damage resistance. I really like using that because it gives me, you know, a little extra damage, and why not heal myself at the same time. Obviously, tactical link for your tactical link, amazing for PvE, and it works really well with commanding and determined, as you're able to basically spam the tactical link at all times. Now for talents, personally, this is where something that it really depends on your playstyle and what you want. What I use for my talents is I use critical save. I mean, critical save is amazing. And then combat medic, which combat medic is amazing for the team. You know, if someone's weak and you're weak, you just pop the med kit and you get an entire health regen from it, and so does your teammate. And then I like to run one is none. Who doesn't like a 50% chance of getting a bullet back from a headshot? And I also run precision as headshot a hostile to pulse them for 10 seconds. Now I do want to go back to having 6,000 stamina. Now you're asking, well, if this is a straight PvE build, why do you need so much stamina? Well, in the dark zone, obviously, there's the contaminated events that spawn up. And with that 6-piece bonus, every hit that you get adds a self-healing bonus for 0.02% of max health per second. And it increases by 0.5% every 3,000 stamina. So, when you have 6,000 stamina, it increases by 0.10%. And that right there is honestly amazing. And when you have really high stacks, you can basically just run through the entire contaminated zone without ever dying. Personally, that is amazing. And honestly, who doesn't like regenerating health at all times when you have a stack as well? So that's why I have 6,000 stamina. Obviously, you can have 3,000, but personally, I really enjoyed that attribute with the striker build. So I have 6,000 stamina. And it also gives me extra stamina and toughness, so when I'm fighting ads, I could actually run in their face a little bit harder and not get melted as fast. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Like I said before, if you have any improvements with the build, let me know in the comments down below. But that's pretty much it. That is the killer PvE build in the Division. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to do more Division videos, be sure to slap a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below if you want to see anything in the Division, blah 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 blah. And yeah, so I'm Uncharted. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.